Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. So much like every episode I've done recently, this is just going to be me complaining about my Saab broken again, which seems to be par for the course for this channel as of recently. That being said, I really would like to change that and start getting to some new projects and finally maybe getting this car to work for more than one day at a time. So if you watched the last episode, I talked about how the AC compressor clutch went out on my car. I was going out of town for like 2 weeks on vacation, and I just went ahead. I found a actually good rated Saab mechanic in my town, and I just decided to pay to have it fixed while I was gone, which I usually try and do everything myself, but in this case I was like, when the car works, I actually really like driving it, so I wasn't going to be able to work on it, get to it for a while, and I really wanted to start driving it. That being said, I also don't really have all the tools to do AC compressor. I have done one in the past on my Mark IV TDI, if you've seen that video before, and I knew I could have done it on this car too, but that being said, just to be more environmentally friendly, because I don't have the reclamation equipment, I didn't want Greta Thunberg to come and throat punch me, so I went ahead and just paid for someone to do it while I was on vacation so I could pick up the car as soon as I got back and start driving again, which I did. I drove it one time. Apparently I shouldn't drive the car to the gym because it's cursed. But anyways, I drove the car to the gym, and then after the gym I went to go get a coffee at Starbucks, and pretty much never go through the drive-thru line, but for some reason I decided to go through the drive-thru line this day, and as I was like just leaving the drive-thru line, I like inched forward, took the car out of gear in neutral, and then I went to go back into gear, and it wouldn't go, and I'm jamming it. I'm like, why isn't this going into gear? And I pushed the clutch, or I tried double clutching, and clutch goes all the way to the floor and doesn't come back. So yeah, that was it was also raining, so that was fun. I had to get out, and luckily there was a few people there that helped me push it into a parking spot because it was kind of slightly uphill, so it was actually really difficult. And then when the tow truck came to get me, I completely blocked off the Starbucks for like 10 or 20 minutes while they loaded the car up. That being said, I didn't even know you could drive, well, I knew you could drive a manual car without a clutch, but I never really looked into it, and I wasn't sure how to start up. But apparently after talking to some friends, you can just start the car in first gear and yeah, take off, and it's probably very difficult. I mean, obviously I've shifted before without the clutch, so I think I could figure that part out, but the starting out is what I didn't know. So maybe I could have saved myself a little bit of money, but I do have AAA, so it wasn't too much. It was only a couple of miles over my, allotted miles to get it towed. So yeah, the slave cylinder went out. I confirmed that last night because I tried to bleed the slave cylinder, thinking that maybe just the connection was loose and it got some air in there. But yeah, I pumped the clutch. I filled the reservoir up all the way, pumped the clutch a bunch of times, and it was just pissing brake fluid out on the floor, or from the bell housing, so pretty much sure it's the slave cylinder. I mean, I guess there's a chance that maybe it's the connection in there, but I put some like sealant on the fitting, and it is a flared fitting, so it should work. I don't know. I can almost feel like I hear the slave cylinder engaging and disengaging, but I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to repeat every single thing I did before and remove the transmission, look in there and see what's up, and just replace the slave cylinder. And I'm really disappointed because I only had 2,000 miles on the car, and the slave cylinder went out yet again. Well, I guess it wasn't broken the first time. I preemptively changed the slave cylinder while I was doing the clutch, and then it made it 2,000 miles before it broke. I guess the only positive thing is it's pretty cheap part. It's like $100 for a new slave cylinder. I'm definitely not getting the Sachs slave cylinder again. So I bought an entire Sachs clutch kit, which I feel like is a pretty reputable brand. But yeah, apparently that was not the case with this slave cylinder, so I'll try another brand. I don't know if I can get an OEM sound button, or I saw some other brand I never heard of, but maybe it's better than Sachs, so I'll give that a go. If you have any recommendations for slave cylinders, please let me know in the comments below, because I'll probably end up ordering that soon. Yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate. If I had made this video yesterday, it probably would have gone very differently with me just cursing up a storm that I hate this effing car and I wish I never bought it. Which, maybe that's partially true. I don't know. I keep kicking myself in the ass because the same time I bought this car, I went and looked at this like gorgeous Montenegro red E39 Touring, and the third gear wasn't working on it, and I kind of had other projects at the time, and I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with this E39 even though the guy and I were both like wagon connoisseurs, so we hit it off and I could have got a great deal on that car. And the whole time I'm like messing with this car, I'm just like, I feel like I'd rather be messing with that car. And it probably would have been easier to fix in the end, because this car I thought was perfect when I bought it, and I realized that I bought the worst car probably possible. And kind of my mindset is that eventually I'll replace enough things that finally it will start working, but I haven't quite hit that part yet. So I don't know, it's like a love-hate relationship with this car. I guess I'm mad at it when it breaks, but at the same time when it does work, I really like driving it. And I think that's like part of the reason I get so mad is because I like driving it and I really want to drive it, and it just never works. This actually might be my favorite gasoline front-wheel drive car that I've ever owned. I don't know, I just love how comfortable it is and how much power it has. The shifter feel is really good. I just like the car a lot. So I'm kind of in a position where I really just don't even want to mess with the car anymore, but it's literally worth scrap as it is right now because it doesn't even move under its own power. So unfortunately, I have to fix it, but fortunately, hopefully, doing the same thing I already did will go a lot smoother than last time. I mean, just for bleeding the slave cylinder, I got a bunch of the top stuff out of the way. So stay tuned for next time. I guess it'll just be a repeat from the clutch replacement video. I probably won't do it very how-to, I'll just do a time-lapse of everything. But I'll be removing the transmission again and replacing the slave cylinder, and I guess I'm gonna take this opportunity to fix the axle seal, which has been leaking because I screwed that up, of course. Everything I do, I screw up. So the axle seal has been leaking, so I'll replace that again. And then I think I found a car that someone's gonna pull an oil pan off for me. So I'll replace the oil pan just to make that 100% good instead of the JB weld. Yeah, so sorry, this was just another video of me complaining about the car being broken. But stay tuned for next time where I'm going to be doing some work to fix this, because right now I don't have a backup car. I've been meaning to make a video on it, but I sold my 911, so I just have the All-Track in this car, and then my girlfriend and her Cayenne. So actually I have work to do on the Cayenne too, but I'm afraid to do work on like a daily driver car without having a backup car, because you know how it goes usually, or for me at least, I always end up needing a part or a tool or something and having to wait for it. But yeah, anyways, sorry again that this is just another episode of me complaining about the car being broken. But maybe it's an insight into what you have in store for you if you're gonna buy a Saab. I definitely would not recommend buying a Saab as a daily driver if it's a car you're supposed to be reliable on or relying on to get you to work every single day. That being said, like everything's fixable on them, but parts are really hard to get, kind of expensive, and apparently they're not the most reliable cars. I've had two of them now, and both of them have been a nightmare. When they work, I love driving them. They drive really good, but not quite as reliable as I would like. But they're definitely quirky and fun to drive. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I'm just rambling on this episode, but anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for next time. I guess I'll just be tearing into this. Well, I guess I'll probably slowly work on it over time because it's that time of year where it's insanely hot here in Texas, so I get like a few hours to work in the garage in the morning, and then it's just miserable towards the end of the day. So, alright, thanks for watching, guys. I guess like and subscribe. I didn't really give any valuable content on this episode, but if you could be so kind, and then stay tuned for next time where I start tearing into this again. Alright, bye guys.